Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. All right, today we are playing around with a new eyeshadow palette as well as some new blush, bronzer, and highlight from 𝐬𝐃𝐄𝐒. So today we have the Dragon Fruit palette from Clionah in collaboration with 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒. This has a really interesting color story, and when I first saw it on Instagram, I was just like, do I need that? So we did swatch every single shade because looking at this just off the bat, to me, it looks like a all shimmer palette. So we tried them out, we swatched them, we got this eye look with it, which who knows, you'll just have to watch the video to see my thoughts on this palette, the color story, how they perform, the blendability, and then of course the blush, bronzer, and highlight from 𝐬𝐃𝐄𝐒. There were a couple different shades released. I only picked up the ones that I thought I would use, so we will find out together. Now you guys, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Now, if you want to see how I got this look using the Clionah Dragon Fruit palette, as well as the 𝐬𝐃𝐄𝐒 blush, bronzer, and highlight, just keep watching. Okay, so jumping into the Dragon Fruit palette from Clionah. This is in collab with 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒. The packaging is super cute, and then on the back you've just got all this beautiful magenta. Now, looking at the shades in here, there are predominantly shimmers and duochromes, which I am super excited to play around with. This is a very colorful palette, and when I saw this posted on Instagram, I was absolutely obsessed with it. I know that bright, colorful looks weren't always my wheelhouse growing up, but I have been embracing the colorful looks. So I want to swatch a lot of these shades only because in the pans, they don't look like they're matte shades. They look like they have a little bit of a shimmer or sheen to it. There are some like these that definitely are shimmers and you can tell. So I just want to get a feel for the shades. And I feel like the only way to do that is to swatch every shade in here. Dipping into these shades, you guys, oh my goodness, they are so buttery and smooth. Oh. Okay, so this first shade is Bubbles. This one is so icy and white, but it has what looks like a tealish green shift. I just don't think it's picking up on camera. Then we have Refresh, which is just kind of like a bubblegum pink. And this one, not necessarily a shimmer, but more of like a satiny finish. Then you have Strawberry Pear, like the fruit. This one is really pretty. It's a little more red than this one right here. And then you have Dragantini, which is definitely a duochrome. This one goes from like pinky to teal or lime green. But those four shades, those are just the first row. We're gonna see if we can put them really close right here. The second row, you guys, does not disappoint, and this just made my decision so much harder trying to figure out what shades to use. This first shade is Infusion. It's just a very pretty light purple shade, kind of like a lavender. And then it looks like it has a shift between like a baby pink to silver, if that even, just that's what it looks like to me. This next shade, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce it correctly, this is Hylo-Sirius. This is more of like that purpley magenta shade, really pretty. Then you have Sweetened. That shade is so beautiful. It's a little bit more leaning towards like Strawberry Pear if you're gonna mix it with a lighter shade. Then you have Exotic, which leans more red than purple as far as like pinky shades are concerned. And then this shade right here is Prickly. This is just that vibrant purple, like deep dark purple. And I feel like with all these shades right here, we have some beautiful options along with these shades right here. Okay, and I swatched those right there. Really, we're like leaning very pink and slightly purple in this palette. Now this bottom row gives us a little more to play around with, getting out of the pink and purple family. This first shade is �𝐃𝐄𝐒. It's just kind of like that lime green. It is really pretty. It's just one of those satin shades. Then you have Dragonfly, and that is such a beautiful shade. Those two together, if you were just trying to do like I don't know, margarita inspired shade, those are really pretty. Then you have Fruit Fizz, and this one, if you look at it, looks like it shifts between orange and yellow. And then even then, so on camera it looks like it shifts orange to yellow, but this looks like it has more of like flaming hot Cheeto orange to a tangerine orange leaning yellow. If that makes sense. I might be losing my mind on these colors, you guys. And then the last shade is Effervescent, which is absolutely stunning. That looks like a shade I would absolutely put in the inner corner, the brow bone, just the inner corner right through here. Shades are absolutely stunning in this palette, you guys. And then because I ran out of room on this part of my hand, we're just going to swatch those right here for you. I feel like we have a very interesting color story. I'll be honest, you guys, looking at this color story, it was a very difficult choice. But I think we're gonna lean a little more pink with a slight dip of purple. And I'm hoping that this turns out how I think it will. So if you're along for this ride. So the first shade I'm gonna go into is this one right here, Refresh, which is that really pretty pale pink. It doesn't look like it's a true matte shade. It looks more like a satin. But I'm gonna pick it up and put it into my crease and slightly into the outer V just to give some shade definition. I feel like you could do a look with just one or two colors, one shade, a lot of shades, but we're gonna keep it pretty simple today just because I am gonna go and hang out with some friends. We're doing a barbecue type of thing, just outside in the heat. It's supposed to get to like 84 degrees today, which I'm not mad about. Yesterday was beautiful outside. And we've just slowly started to get warm weather here. So I'm enjoying it. And you guys, it is a satiny shimmer shade. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on it a little bit. I'm not mad. I'm really interested to see how these look. Usually I don't put shimmers or glitter in my crease, but it's fun. It's fun so far. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Sweetened, which was that really pretty like hot pink. I'm gonna put that a little bit lower from the crease as well as into the outer V a little bit just to give us some definition. I'm only tapping in slightly just to get a little wash of color to start out with, just because I don't know how concentrated it's gonna be. But so far, these shades are stunning. And we're just giving ourselves a little bit brightness, a lot of fun pops of color. We're leaning very pink today. That shade is leaning a little more matte than shimmer, which I'm not mad at, but it's very interesting with this shade right here that does seem to have a little bit of shimmer. I'm just tapping in a little bit more to bring in some more brightness. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Prickly. That luscious purple, just in the outer V. I'm gonna take my compacted smudging brush. I'm gonna pick it up ever so slightly, just because it is a very dark purple shade. I'm gonna place it and see, okay, so I do need to dip in a little bit harder with this. I just don't want it to overpower what we're doing with this. Ooh, that's really pretty. Let me know, you guys, are you interested in picking up this palette? Did you get it when it launched? I think it was a pre-order, and I don't know if they're gonna do another order, but I was really excited when I saw this posted. It's absolutely stunning. The color story is a little bit different, but I feel like, I mean, it's dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is vibrant magenta pinks with limey green shades. If you've ever seen a dragon fruit, it is really interesting when you look at it. And then when you slice it open, the inside is predominantly white. I think there's also red dragon fruit, but the ones that I've had in like Singapore and Indonesia were the white meat, where it's the white fruit with black seeds in it. So beautiful, but it doesn't have like a very prevalent flavor. Like it's not overpowering like some of the other fruits that we have. Ooh. I'm gonna go back into sweetened, that darker pink, and just on the outer edge of prickly, add the pink back in. Ooh. And then into refresh, that light pink, and just on the outer edge. You guys, we have a very fun start of a look. I am gonna deepen up this area right here if possible. I'm not gonna blend it out, I'm just gonna mostly tap it. So I was actually having a hard time trying to figure out the shade to put right there. And I was looking at Dragantini, which is that pink duochrome with the teal pop. Really pretty. And then there's Effervescent, which is just that champagne gold shade. And it's more like pinky to champagne. So pretty though. I feel like we've got a lot of pink, so I kind of want to go with Effervescent, which is more of that like champagne. Now I do want the placement to be very particular, so I'm going to take a small dry brush, see if I can pick that up, place it where I want to, and then maybe go back in with a finger to make the color pop if I need to. Ooh, it definitely picked up on a brush, which is awesome. I don't get that payoff most of the time with dry brushes, you guys. Oh my goodness. These shades, these just eyeshadows in general, they're performing beautifully. I am gonna have to pick up more from this brand. This is honestly the first time I've ever purchased from, I think it's Cliondah. I think the DH is silent. I'm not completely sure. If you know, let me know down below. They are an indie brand, and I feel like the eyeshadows are phenomenal. I am gonna pop in with my pinky, or with my ring finger, and just not too high, right here in this inner center, or inner area. I cannot talk today, you guys. And then finesse it right here. And I'm just kind of pulling it to fan it out a little bit. Ooh, this look, you guys, is absolutely stunning. It's so much fun. Okay, so to finish off this eye look, I'm thinking we play around with some of these green shades, which are so vibrant and beautiful. And I only started doing that, I want to say a couple videos ago with the Bridgerton collection. I used one of the green shades, or that was one of the palettes. But I feel like there's some beautiful shades in this palette, especially these green ones, and it would be a shame to not use them. I think to start out, we're gonna go into this light green shade, �𝐂𝐇. I'm gonna place it slightly underneath and see what it looks like blended out. It's not really picking up. I did powder my under eyes, so it may not want to stick. Oh, it's starting to build now. Do you see it? Is it just peeking through? Now we're gonna dig into Dragonfly, which is that darker green shade, very vibrant. Looks like it has a little shimmer to it, so we'll see. We're gonna focus this more on the outer portion of the under eye. Just right here. Oh yeah, that has some shimmer. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Prickly, and we're going to place this ever so slightly right here, and then up, and just kind of marry them together. I don't know if that was the right move, but we did it. and then into the shade Bubbles for the inner corner and the brow bone. This looks like it has some glitter in it, but it is such a beautiful icy white shade. Let's see, does it pick up? A couple new things that I also picked up, I have from Sigma. They just released new bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. So I'm really excited to play around with these. First, we have the matte bronzer in Dark, which this palette, you guys, oh, the cover on here. This looks like it'll be my shade. There were, I think, 4 shades released. And I wasn't really sure which one to choose. I am also gonna use it as my contour. So I dipped in slightly. I don't know how concentrated it is, but we are going to just try it out. It's a little bit warmer than I would use for contour, but you know what? I'll be outside. I'll get natural sun anyways. Not necessarily my shade for contour, but I'm not mad at it. Switching over to my bronzer brush, and we're just going to, I'm dipping in a little bit more just because I know that I've got a big forehead to fill in. Okay, that's a little more concentrated than I needed. And then of course the neck, especially because if I'm wearing a shirt that kind of shows my neck or my chest, I want it to look cohesive. And like being out in the sun yesterday, I can see where like just natural, like if I slouched, I get little white lines. It's so weird. Whatever. So I just try and hide that with camouflage in the form of bronzer. For blush, I have the blush in Sunset Kiss. This shade is really pretty. It's just more of a pinky shade, not really peach, which is what I go to, but it has kind of a peach leaning. I may have dipped in too much. I'll tap, 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 and blush it forward. I know this isn't the first blushes that they've had. I know they've done like blush palettes, but I think these are the first individual ones. I'm not completely sure. I know I saw them and I knew that I didn't need all of them because there's no way I would use every single shade that they released. But picking up 1 or 2 was not a bad idea. This is the year of being selective. It's a really pretty shade. It's just a flush of pink. And I do like Sigma eyeshadows. They have a beautiful formula for their eyeshadows. Now I also have a highlighter from that same release, and this is the highlighter in Savannah. The packaging is so beautiful, you guys. You cannot mistake what it is. Blush, bronzer, highlighter, and this shade is stunning. So this one, ooh, it's just that icy white shade that I go for. Icy white, icy champagne, you know. These turn out beautifully. Ooh, I will definitely have to play around with them more. Definitely not the bronzer for contour, but I do like the bronzer. Let's do some brows, eyeliner, mascara, and I'll be back with the final look and thoughts. Okay, you guys, I am back, and this is the final look. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this color combination and this palette from Clionadh? the Dragon Fruit palette in collaboration with Emily Violet Marie. The palette itself, the color story, I think is so beautiful and vibrant. The shades performed beautifully. The one thing though that, like, for me, I don't do a lot of like shimmer all over the eye, but I think this palette is stunning. The shades blended well together. The colors were very vibrant and beautiful. I was able to mute them down as well as build them up, like this purple shade. And I don't think I even reached its full potential because of how I was trying to get this eye look to perform. And you guys, these multi-chrome, duochrome shades, absolutely stunning. I am really excited to play around with this palette some more, whether it's just one shade all over the eye, two shades just to get a cohesive look. I'm interested to see what other color combinations I can come up with. And then like this white shade more on the eye than just the inner corner or the brow bone. But the colors I used today, and we used quite a bit. These two green shades, this shade right here, Effervescent, this shade, and then Sweetened with Prickly, beautiful. So there are still some shades to play around with. So I'm interested. I want to know what I can get out of this full palette, especially because the shades are so buttery smooth and the blendability, amazing. And then of course we played around with the Sigma bronzer, blush, and highlighters. There were 4 different shades in the bronzer. There were a couple different shades in the blush, and same thing with the highlighters. So definitely go check them out. I think that they have a really nice quality about them. The highlighter is really pretty. The blush blended out beautifully. The bronzer I chose, definitely not my shade for contour, but we made it work. And you know what? I'm excited to play around with these a little bit more, add them into my daily routine, especially going to work, because I feel like the blush and bronzer are shades that I gravitate towards when it comes to those types of things. Anyways, you guys, that is it for this video and look. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm really interested to know what your opinions are. But you guys, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. And I'll see you in the next one.